Hello, I'm Mike from Prebuilt Manufacturing Incorporated. Today what we're going to do is you're going to see the instruction video for building the Cathedral Birdhouse. So the finished product will look like this, and what we're going to do is I'm going to step you through all the little hints that aren't on the actual instructions that you can see me actually build. So in your kit you'll have your instructions. You're going to have two big pieces on the front and the back. Those are the roofs. You're going to have the front and the back of the actual birdhouse, okay, and then you're going to have four pieces of 1/2-inch plywood. Now these pieces of 1/2-inch plywood are square, so it doesn't really matter which way you put those, okay. And this is the floor that's on the bottom right here, okay. You're going to have the long dowel, the short dowel, set those aside, and then you've got your nails. So I'm going to open up the nails here, right, pour the nails out. So, okay, and then the first thing that I'm going to do, set this aside so you can see, is I'm going to work on the front and the back of the birdhouse kit. Okay, now make sure that you're not doing this on your mom's new granite countertop unless you've got something underneath that the nail can go down into. Otherwise it would be a very costly birdhouse. So you tap the nails in, and I'll show you the pattern in a second as to why I'm putting the nails exactly where I am. But as I tap the nails in, you want a hammer with a square head on it, and you want to always hold your hammer 90 degrees to your nail. So you tap it in like that, just with the tips of your fingers holding it. They're very pokey little nails. So basically you find about 1/4 of an inch in on the wood. I'm kind of on the edge there on that one, right? You go about 1/4 of an inch in, because these walls are going to be about halfway through those nails when it's built. So I'm going to continue nailing this together for a second, just with that distance, keeping in mind that distance. If a nail starts to bend over on you, then follow it with the hammer when you're tapping it down in, or straighten it out, right? Don't just pound it down, because these nails do bend easily. So what you want to do is you want to have them nice and straight, have a good solid surface that you're nailing the nail in on, and just tap it very, very lightly. This is a good size hammer for that. I'm going to bring my sledgehammer today, so we'll just use this one instead. Smaller hammer wouldn't hurt. Actually, it hurt a lot less. There. So you're going to do the exact same pattern on both of these with your nail pattern. Now you'll see also in the instructions, you'll see where the nails are sort of pointed out on the instructions where you should put them. And you'll see the pattern itself is going to go into the edges of those walls. So when you look at this here, when you look at this side, you find center, and then you go about center about halfway out from there each time. Up here, you just want two that are going to be about that spread, because this is going to end up in behind here, right? And it doesn't really matter if this is up or down a little bit, or if these nails are up or down. You just want to be able to hit the plywood, but don't go up too high, otherwise it's going to be binding into itself up there. Okay, so you've got two of these that look like that. And then what you do is you go to these guys here. These are the side walls and the roof supports. And you pick out two nice looking side walls that are going to be the outside ones. These ones will end up on the inside, so the bird just sees them. Not so picky. So you want to make sure that you got the two nicest sides. I like those. Open up my glue here. Just a small bead of glue like so. Okay. This one's about the trickiest part to put on. Now you want to make sure that this corner edge right here matches up with that corner edge right there. That's critically important. And then what you do is just take your finger and you guide this edge right here so it's straight along there. So you want this corner edge right here to match up with that corner edge. And this feels good here. And then I tap this in. Okay, then this here, basically I'll tap that in there like that. And then the same thing here. Again, on the bottom of the birdhouse kit right here. Oh, and by the way, it doesn't matter if you do this step with the front or the back. You can do either the front or the back first, doesn't really matter. So if you did it with the front first, then that works too. So I'm feeling that here. This corner here is nice, and this is flush right here. I'm feeling that's good here before I start tapping. And I'm working with the hammer, 90 degrees to the nail, just tapping it. You don't have to smoke it. Okay, so basically you've got this guy here. It doesn't matter which side goes in on this. All of this is going to be hidden on the birdhouse. So basically just put it there, right up the side there, so it's not, it's just flush. Same with the other side. And you've got this guy. So basically this is that part of that birdhouse built like that. And then you take this, and now everything's sort of jigged up a little bit for you. Nice bead of glue on each of those. Not too much glue, it'll be all over the place. Now it's important again to start with this bottom corner here, flush with this bottom corner here. Start with that, and then flush down these sides. Okay, just on that first piece right there. And then the same here. So this is, you can see that that's out a bit. So I'm going to pull that in and make that nice and flush and square there on the bottom there like that. And then tap that. Here, the only thing you're looking for is for that to go flush here. And the same here. You can see that my nails aren't exactly lined up on that. That's fine there. Nails basically are just there to guide and peg the wood until the glue dries. Once glue dries on wood like this, it's not coming apart. It's very, very strong. So now you've got that guy there, so you can start to see the resemblance. And you take this piece here. Now what you want to do is you want to nail the nails in on this one, but on a little bit of an angle. So it's angled out like that. Now you can use 6 nails, and when you do, or 4 nails will do too. I'll just put 4 nails on this side like this. You can go with like a 2-nail pattern there. I can go with 3 nails on that side. There should be lots of nails to be able to do that. So now you've got this bottom piece with the nails angled like so. So what you're going to do now, okay, this is one of the great things about the video, is you'll be able to see what I do to get this bottom piece on. It can be tricky if you don't know the trick. So I'm going to go, oh, there's that too much glue thing. I'm going to go all the way around this perimeter here with this glue, right on that point, like that. So it's like so. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the birdhouse, I'm going to stuff it right in my gut, right here. And then I'm going to take this floor here. Now you'll see that the floors that we cut are just ever so slightly longer on both, or wider, sorry, on both sides than the birdhouse is. And the reason that is that you got the overlap, and you can sand off the excess. This here should be flush, right down the sides here. So basically what you do is you hold all this with four of your fingers here, front and back, make sure all that's nice and square, and you take and you lay down right onto the birdhouse like this, and you just tap that in there like that. Serves as kind of a vise. So that's why you want that sort of height that the table that you have that you're working on is there. Very important point now is you want to at this time actually sand down, piece of paper off of production, but you want to sand down all the birdhouse body the way that you like it now before you put the roof on. If you sand it down later, it's really hard to get into these nooks and crannies. So you sand this down, sand these down the way that you like them so that they're all ready to finish nailing together. So at this point in time, basically, you can do the perch in the end too. There's a couple different spots you can do the perch, but I'm just going to wait till the end so it's not in my way. And here, basically the roofs are going to end up going on like so. So you want to take a look at where the square is here, so that when you put your nails in, you're going to easily hit that square. So I'm going to put 4 nails in, somewhere inside where they will hit that square. I've done it once or twice. But they don't have to be a big, widespread pattern. All you want to do is just get that area where those nails will hit that square. Because this is what really holds it together. Like so, and then a little bead up and down here. Now you'll see, when it's done, there'll be a little gap here at the soffit. That's so the birds can breathe. And right here, when I go to put the roof on, I'm using the table as my jig to be able to jig this straight. So when I set this down here, this will be flush down here on the back. It's going to be flush. And then I'm using my gut the same way here. I'm just leaning against it. And then the rest of the kit's laying flat here, and this is laying flat on the table. So that creates a square, right? So that the actual roof is actually on the table square. Then I'm going to take myself, put it against the birdhouse again. Make sure everything's fine after I put the first nail in. I go kitty corner so that I've got everything square. Like so. And when I go to do the other side, what you want to do is don't do the same thing. You don't want to be running that all the way down to the table, or that's going to be wrong. Like that. So what you want to do is you want to do the same thing where you're looking at the approximation of those 4 nails that are going to go into that roof. I'm going to bend one over on purpose. Go like that, and then it starts to bend like that. So you can bend it back. Or another thing is, if it's bent over like that, you can follow it a little bit with striking it with the hammer like so. So if you start to bend it back, but if it starts to bend, don't attempt to try to keep hammering it down, just flatten it out. So here you're going to add your glue on again. Up and down the front and the back here is an important thing. That gives it all that really strong rigidity. So I'm going to go here, but now what you want to do is you want to make sure that these corners here on the front are actually mating up so that that is centrifugal at the top here. So the easiest way to do that is just take your finger, and you can feel it when it's just about right there at the top. And once you got that, again, lean into the birdhouse like that, and then check again after your first nail. Check down the back. Oh, there's my nail bending over. I'm going to tap that straight. And I'm going to follow it in like so. Like that. Okay, so now what we have is we've got everything's done. Sanded. It's all finished like that. You've got this front top part here. The perch dowel is very simple. Just a little bit of glue on the end of it. Not a lot. Just spread it around on the end like so. Find the hole there, and it should just tap right in there. Now don't drive it away in there. Basically, once that dries, that'll be super strong. And then you take this fella right here, sand it all down, everything the way you like, and you put a little bead. Just put a little bead at the top here, right inside your V. Like that. And voila! You've got yourself a Cathedral Birdhouse.